is that? Double D? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys. Who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening their refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren. Right?
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, you know, white dudes in a basement, which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
I just had to be born with empathy and a weakness for socialism and femboys. For socialism and femboys.
For socialism and femboys.
You gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
When we got the descriptions, they were very adamant. They were like, try not to make it like a white blonde guy. Like, please, like, we love him, but there's like 500 million of them.
The diversity that the characters need to have needs to reflect the gaming world now. The mix of people that are playing these games, you know, it's not, you know, 13-year-old white boys held up in their basements. It's a very diverse crowd, you know.
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
What's this?
What's this? It's the jacket.
The jacket.
The jacket.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg. Who's this monster? She's got her own place. Otisburg. It's a little bitty place. Otisburg. Okay, I just wiped it off. That's all. It's a little town.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3.
Great, Sam.
We dumping chump. It's a landslide, sir.
On guard.
Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis!
Double zeros, baby!
Right.
We want the...
Whoa, hey you.
A little extra credit right there.
Hey you.
Double D, there was one that didn't show up on our chat.
I see it. Oh, Barbarian.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Defender level.
For some reason, that one didn't show up, but we got you.
Welcome, sir. And I see we got one there already. Looks like our friend Mercurius. You can go ahead and shout him out.
Shibuya.
Gifted one membership. Thank you, sir.
That refrigerator analogy confuses everybody. If you can learn that, that's like that. Remember that men are from Mars, women are from Venus in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
Yeah. I really wanted to see her at Gen Con, and she wasn't there. I was just going to ask her and be like, what's the deal with that refrigerator thing? Please. I know you hate my guts. We don't ever have to talk again. Just please.
But maybe we'll love you more.
Yep.
If you would just explain it.
Yeah. Hey, loving my beard. Going with the reverse Hulk Hogan here. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's mine.
Go.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
Not only is it my favorite Christmas movie, that's in my top probably 5 movies of all time. I think that movie's just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he is quoting that quite a bit.
And how she didn't win an Oscar for playing a teenage daughter is beyond me, man. Double D and I and Rogan all had teenage daughters, and man, that sums it up.
Now, do you subscribe to the Die Hard as a Christmas movie?
I don't dismiss it, but when I think, when I'm gather around, children, let's watch a Christmas movie. I wouldn't put in. It's
not the first one, yeah. Technically, it is.
Technically, Rambo's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have another one too. First of all, that is of course Crazymouse. Let's give you your proper intro.
He's everywhere.
you. I'll make mincemeat out of you, mouse.
Meow. No Rogan tonight. He was a late cancel. He's just got off of work. Yeah, he is working like a dog lately. Yeah, so we do not begrudge him that. Shark. We need. I was going to say we need the Jaws theme, but I don't know about that. Well, we may get we may get
Lethal Weapon. The first one is around Christmas time as well. That is correct. Also, Anthony Kiedis' father from Red Hot Chili Peppers, he's one of the drug dealers at the Christmas tree farm where Martin Riggs does his like Three Stooges thing. And
oh, really?
Yeah, that's Anthony Kiedis' dad. And now that you know it, when you're watching it, it's plain as day.
Yeah.
Absolutely plain as day.
Definitely due for a rewatch on my end, like for sure. Faux show.
For shizzle.
Mercurius, my ear trumpet has been struck by lightning. I automatically block anyone on Twitter that says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I'm not so. It wouldn't be my first go-to, but I don't take that hard of a line, sir. Although if you did notice, and I want to make sure to put this in here, if you guys are fans, and this would not include probably Crazymouse, but I know a lot of you guys are spaghetti Western fans. If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then A Pistol for Ringo is. Believe it or not, there's a spaghetti Western Christmas movie. This is actually a pretty good one. It's got, what's his name? Montgomery Wood is Ringo in it.
Johnny Ringo?
Johnny Ringo. I think what they did like overseas is they just took a name and then just kind of ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it bears no resemblance to Johnny Ringo. He's just a guy named Ringo.
Johnny Ringo.
Johnny Ringo. But yeah, this is a good movie. The lovely Nieves Navarro is in it. There's a lot of good-looking Italian women that kind of peek through in some of these spaghetti westerns. But no, this is actually a pretty good movie. So A Pistol for Ringo is actually a Christmas spaghetti western movie. What else we got here? We got Mike Percival. Disney admits Die Hard is a Christmas movie in their advertising. Well, there you go. Okay. Chris Miller, how you doing, buddy? Surly's here. Kobanizer. Big Vic. I like Big Vic. I like that name.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he's has like a little Sopranos paisano vibe.
Something came up
a
long time ago. I was in a car service and I was getting driven somewhere. And they were talking about nicknames. And I was like, I had a couple when I was like younger. And then they're like, do you have any like goofy ones? And I said, no. And they're like, come on, everyone has like a goofy one. And I couldn't think of anything. And I was like, yeah, the Big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati.
DB. Yar and Merry Christmas, Dog Brothers and Sword Sisters. Hope you all are well. Looking forward to some time with his favorite war band of misfit toys. I like that.
Thank you.
The war band of misfit toys. Yeah. I like you have a way with words, my friend. Thank you so much. We have a lot of stuff we could cover today. Maybe we ought to just get into it just a little bit. So first of all,
Big Vic's a 6'6" Italian.
6'6" Italian. He's got me by 2 inches. All right. I'm listening, Vic.
I'm looking up to him, too.
You have my attention, sir. Now you have my curiosity. 6'6". Do you guys want to start with a little bit of non-gaming stuff? Why don't we do that?
Do it.
All right. All right. Oh, look at that. Go ahead. We can do Patrick. We'll do Patrick and Jeffrey. Me and the wife have Christmas calendar of Nakatomi Tower. You slide a falling Hans Gruber down the floors until he hits the ground floor on the 31st. I love it. Good to see you here, Patrick. Jeffrey, I'm glad I could make it tonight. Rough recovery. Ooh, from hand surgery. Favorite Christmas movies are Grinch. I'm going to assume you mean the cartoon there. Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Crazymouse is beaming with pride already. And The Muppets Christmas. Yeah. I'm a traditional, I kind of like A Christmas Carol too.
Please, sir.
Please. it gives you a little traditional. Depends on which version you're watching. I don't know. For some reason, I have an attachment to that movie. I remember distinctly.
George C. Scott.
Yeah.
What an intimidating man he must have been.
Oh God, yeah. Well, who else could have played Patton?
Right.
George C. Scott. Great actor. All right. We're gonna gross some people out here.
We got Jeff from. Oh, we did that one.
Yeah, I did that one. I hope you recover well, Jeff, from your hand surgery. All right, so Crazymouse.
Bring it.
You're not online a lot.
No.
Or at all.
on the
social media, yeah. Social media, no. Do you know who Lily Phillips is?
I do not know who Lily Phillips is.
That's Lily Phillips.
Okay.
Famous for fornicating with 100 men in one day and bragging about it on OnlyFans.
Mini Christmas.
All right, so let's... Somebody did like a little documentary on her.
Lily offered to show me the aftermath of their stunt.
So the stunt was having sex with 100 men in one day.
Oh, God.
100.
What does it smell like?
Like brace yourself. Brace yourself.
This is so gross.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't the prawn industry like so glamorous?
Is that real?
Yeah, he's not good with smells.
Lily then walked us through the process that she had repeated 100 times that day.
Come on in, make yourself at home, take your shoes off. I've got some hangers here if you want to put your coat up.
Nice.
Come on in, where you travel from today? Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you. I'll get you on the bed, make yourself comfortable, take off your trousers, and we're going to have a fun time. And then I'll give them the phone camera. I'll just say, I'm guessing you don't want your face in it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it'll be POV phone camera.
100 men in one day. 100. Now,
what a pig.
Let's go ahead a little bit here. So, you're supposed to feel bad. Somebody brought a flower, by the way. Somebody brought flowers to this.
Did they know that they were part of, like, the men that were being part of a record, or they just thought it was going to be a one-on-one?
Oh, it's not a record. We'll get to that in a moment. But I think this was just a simp thinking like, if I bring a flower, maybe I'll catch her eye and she'll be calling me up afterward. Like you'd want to be like, like somebody said, it's like a Jackson Pollock painting on her bedspread. All right. So here she is, quote unquote, breaking down.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the 30th, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're going to do this. And like, it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, like it's not like normal sex at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember. And that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100,
That's healthy.
But yeah. I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Good. All right, so she starts to like, yeah. So here I think she starts to
support you. It's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right?
Talking about her parents.
Yeah.
So she's in tears.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
They make it sound like she got hit by a bus. Have you processed like what happened? As if she was like just
she's a mattress actress.
Yeah. But they'd make you think like, oh, she's a victim. Like something happened to her. She got robbed at gunpoint or something. She organized all of it. Her mother is her manager. Like it was determined. Yeah.
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
Oh, she's in tears. There's those crocodile
when I decided
tears.
to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure of what to expect. I certainly didn't expect to see Lily so upset at the end of it all.
All right, so she's so upset.
Wait a minute.
Terribly upset.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to say any. I thought this was somebody
Well, here,
else.
see the denouement here. because this was after this got released. Oh my God, it's horrible. It's like
How recent
hell.
was this?
This is pretty recent, and this is the most recent. This part here. So after she did all the crocodile tears for the 100, listen to what she's saying now.
If you want to be involved in breaking a world record and you're in Vegas end of January, please head on over to my Twitter because I'm going to try and take on 1,000 guys all in 24 hours, and I really want you to be a part of this.
1,000.
1,000. 1,000. I don't care how good you look. You are marriage bane. You don't need fame. You need Jesus. Amen, brother. Somebody, there's a new term that I can't believe I haven't seen before, but he calls like Schrodinger's feminist, where you can simultaneously be a victim and be empowered all at the same time. And then just, when the need arises, you can just pick either one and then like, oh, she's a victim. Oh, no, she's empowered, actually. That is whacked. Somebody did like the calculations for 1,000 guys in 24 hours. It's like 84 seconds. 84 seconds.
That's.
You can't, oh, good Lord.
I don't understand. Like the thought process of the guy. Like, I'd like to be part of that. You know,
I know. I'd like to be guy number 782. Why? I mean, it's like, good Lord.
Yeah, John Osborne just did the math. And then there come a point. I mean, obviously she's going to have to rehydrate. You know what I'm...
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's disgusting.
It is.
This is kind of where, I don't know. She made her money, then claimed victim status. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. This is kind of what happens when you have the normalization of this stuff. When it was before, it was like kind of done in the shadows, and like, ooh, you had to go into the video store, into the back, the dirty section. Now it's just like, oh,
we used to have a store like that, kind of in between mine and Double D's like neighborhood, and I just remember I went in there to actually get an actual movie. They had porn section and they had a regular section. And I remember I was walking and I didn't know at the moment that I crossed into the porn section. And I just remember I was looking for a specific movie. And I just turned to the guy and I'm like, you got anything else? Like better, like other than this? And he's like, what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Yeah, what are you looking for? This guy's a real degenerate. Yeah, so that's old Lily Phillips.
Lily Phillips.
Lily Phillips, yeah. What can you say? That's our society.
So was it
nowadays.
the cameraman that puked? Who puked? The cameraman?
Ooh, I don't know.
Remember that the guy gagged? Was that the interviewer or the cameraman?
Well, it had to be the cameraman then, right? Yeah, because I don't remember hearing the interviewer. If you're number 1,000, you should get a world record for most desperate man in the world. Yes, thank you, Edens. Yeah, ugh. Filthy.
Her mom's her manager. Either her dad is out of the picture or he is just humiliated. It's humiliating. That'd be humiliating.
I mean, there's no other word for it. I mean, you'd hate to say you disown him because you'd always want to leave the door open, but I'd just be like, no, not currently talking to that person. Jeff from $5 Canadian. When your only outlet in life is self-destructive behavior. Yep. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, this leads to nowhere good. Somebody should try to tell her, but she's addicted to the fame, and you'll engage in it because it's all you know. And the fear of the unknown is even worse. Yep. Well said, Jeffrem. Yeah. It's, yeah. Like
Bleaker.
He wore one of those masquerade masks. Patrick, I hope the housekeeping staff got a major
Yeah, it would look like a
bonus.
crime scene went off in there.
I mean, it would smell bad enough after 100. Could you imagine the smell after 1,000? I mean, we're talking like.
I mean, the line would literally be out the door. If that's in it's in Las Vegas, right? So maybe it's at a hotel or whatever. What hotel would want to be associated with that? So come to the Mandalay Bay, and stand in line.
Yeah.
What are you guys in line for? The buffet? Oh no, we're all going to go rail Lily Phillips.
You want to be number 1001?
Yeah, I know.
I guess we could just pile on the record at a certain point.
Degen gamblers would be like, yeah, I guess my life's going nowhere. I just lost it all on the blackjack table. Let me get in line here. Or you could be just oblivious and get in line and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
I must be in line for the
I thought I was just here to see how much in comps I had. Carrot Top can do a routine while folks are in line.
Carrot Top gets his freebie.
One of the original players in my Birthright campaign became like a masseuse, opened up her own spa above the board, a legit one. And she gave a massage to Carrot Top when he came into town to do a show. She said it was very nice. She said he was a very nice guy.
She was the waitress on Carrie and I's first date.
Oh, yeah. And Mrs. D just saw her and her husband, who we know, last night. Their kids are like, it's weird because we knew these people when they were kind of like in their early 40s. Now their kids are in their early 40s. So we are getting really old. All right. So you have one woman trying to take on a bunch of guys. And
sounds like she did it.
Yep. And then we have a guy in our sphere who's trying to take on a bunch of guys, including me.
Okay. Diversity and Dragons spread a lie about me. He said...
We're going to squash this right now, because I'm going to show you exactly what I said, Condor. Exactly.
That my ex slept with my brother and then left me. I have no brother. My ex never slept with a brother I don't have. And I am the one that ended that relationship. Now, Diversity and Dragons has tried to claim that it's me that said that happened.
All right, so he is on this a while back. I will show you the clip. I inserted it into this video. He is making so much hay out of this. He's probably mentioned this now in like 4 or 5 videos of the 5 he does a day. He is getting his money's worth out of this. But I went back just to see what did I actually say, and sure enough, he is full of shit about what I said.
In a video, I am talking in a general sense about women.
He's going to pull your pants
and
down.
And at one point, in context, I'm giving an example of someone who would have left for somebody's brother. It's not about me. If you listen to the video, the context is very clear. It's not about me. I'm talking in a general sense. Nobody was confused by that at all.
All right, so I'm going to skip ahead because the less Condor, the better.
To tell me either you're the most two-faced person out there.
He calls me two-faced for quote-unquote believing it. Condor, that would mean like we were friends and I was like going behind your back. I mean, we were never friends. I don't know why you're using the term two-faced.
Or you're the dumbest cunt on the fucking planet.
Well, that's possible. But...
Now, to cover his ass, he has gone back to the well and he is still saying that I'm the one who said this about my ex. If you listen to the video where he says that I'm saying it, in context, I'm not saying it about me, but taken out of context and with his implication that it's me talking about my ex, yeah, I guess if you take that clip where I say those words, you can be like, oh, I think he's saying it about himself. If somebody behind that is implying that I am.
All right, so he does this all the time with his videos. He'll speak kind of like vaguely about something, but he's talking about himself or like a real life situation or like a real life online situation. So you can't blame us for believing that when he's kind of like vaguely musing in a video right after his divorce about women in general, and he gets really specific, that there is a chance that maybe he's talking about himself.
I mean, it can come across that way when it's taken out of context. But when you put my statement back into the full context of the video, it's so easy to understand. It's so clear that I am not talking about myself whatsoever. They do this insanity with me, and when they get called out, they keep, shoveling down and just digging an even deeper ditch. And then they want me to stream with them and do content with them.
All right, so who's the liar here? Condor, I have never asked you.
I've reached out to him a couple times.
Oh, have you? You're two-faced, Crazymouse, behind my back. Yeah, Condor, I have never in my life
when
wanted
him and I
to do
were swigging
anything.
Maple syrup together the other day, I asked him.
Well, any man who is getting overwhelmed by that cuteness, by that sweetness, they think.
Okay, so this is our video. This is our stream on him. So it's kind of hard because it goes right into his voice again. But this is actually us. It's like Inception. We're like EFAPing this stream a while back, and you'll hear it. So listen up.
We're EFAPing a video we EFAP.
Yeah. Like I said, we're 2 layers deep here. But listen not only to what he says. I mean, you'll know what he says. But listen to our response too.
That woman is kind. She wouldn't hurt a fly. But then, after a period of time, somehow he catches her in bed with his brother.
What?
In bed with his brother. In bed with his brother.
So, that's like the big reveal. So I'm just wondering, is he just saying that to be like, next thing you know, she's banging, the football team?
No.
Or that seemed pretty specific. She's in bed with his brother.
He's giving things away because he's already given a whole lot of other things away in between the lines. This is a giveaway. This is.
And look, I'm not going to apologize for airing this. He has this out publicly. These are his videos.
This is an episode of like Twins with Arnold and Danny DeVito. Maybe his brother is Ryan Gosling.
Good one. If anything, I would just like to know, is that true? Like, did he catch his wife in bed with his brother? All right, so we don't have to listen to the rest of it. Well,
I don't know. It's ridiculous. Diversity in Dragons, you lied about me. You spread it. You helped.
All right, so you guys heard it there. Edgelord for $2, Double D, taking it out of context. What's that about? Thank you, Edgelord. So you saw that clip, Crazymouse, did I ever allege this is exactly what happened?
No, it was just out there and we were just putting it all together. We're following the dots.
Yeah, did I not say I would love to know if this was true?
Correct.
Boy, I did. Boy, this, it's kind of weird that he would say this. It's funny, so it's entertainment, of course, but I would love to know. Did I ever at once state this is fact, this is true, he did this? No, of course I didn't. You should get him on the show, find out what number he's on Lily Phillips' list. Yeah. Boy, that would be a frightening sight.
Name a number between 1 and 1,000.
Roll that die 1,000. Oh man, could you imagine that? Seeing him, he'd be like walking away. It would be like Mike Tyson when you saw his rear end in that fight. Like, oh my God, there's Condor's ass.
I'd notice it anywhere.
Eden's $2. Maybe he meant a brother. This is all entertainment, of course. So Condor, nobody really alleged anything. We're just poking fun at you because you're easy to poke fun at because
you open yourself up.
Yeah. You're just a thoroughly unlikable guy.
We wouldn't poke fun if we didn't care.
Yeah. Exactly. And then he claims that I am blocking him on the channel or deleting his comments. Condor, I am not deleting your comments. It's either YouTube doing something. You either said something that put your comment, in the timeout chair, or you deleted it yourself for sympathy, which I think is actually at this point the
Condor. If you are making comments, I'll find it. Like, please let me know who you are, and I'll put them up.
Well, he's talking on videos, I think. I don't know if he said this is on the. He was doing a video after the fact, so he claims in another video he did on me. He just keeps making videos on me like nonstop. I don't know. What do you want me to say? This guy, Patrick Demo, the guy who picks fights and lies for his views, accuses others of picking fights and lying. Exactly. Project harder. Yeah, that's another thing too, because for a time he blocked me from his channel, like from commenting and all that. So it's all projection. He called me like a communist. Condor, brother, you need to get yourself right, man. Because this whole like victim thing that you play is is ridiculous. I get it, okay? I take your word for it. You just made that comment in general. Very good, okay? If you saw afterward, I don't think I ever mentioned it. I mean, we maybe just joked about it, but I never said, "Hey guys, and guess what's happening with Condor here?" Did you know his brother? Very good. We haven't. You're the only one that's bringing it up, and you're actually making it worse because it's the whole Streisand effect.
We dropped it.
Yeah, we dropped it. You keep bringing it up. So this is the last time I'm going to do it because now everybody saw exactly what I said, and I didn't say this happened. I said I would love to know if that was the case. So.
Did I do that?
There you go. All right. Oh boy.
Van's printing something on his 3D printer.
Ooh,
he's going to step away for a moment and come right back.
All right, we are going to get into one of the features.
Lily Phillips. She'll be on next week.
We'll follow the saga, I guess. If she does 1,000, I guess we'll drop in.
Double D and I, on a side note, are heading to Vegas.
Yeah, it's completely coincidental. We'll fire up a stream from the line. Crazymouse is up there. He drew number 13. Lucky ass. I'm number 887. All right.
John Osborne has a book coming out.
Ooh, Humblebank 10th book.
Wow.
There you go. You can just write it in the chat if you want, John. You can tell people where to find it. I've noticed your name here quite a bit.
Is it on the Amazons? How does one find these books?
Yep. Do Double D in Vegas for Jizmageddon 2025. Ultra American tabletop role player. As opinionated as I am, even I find Condor cringe. Yeah, I mean, he's just, I don't even, at this point, I feel bad for the guy. I really do. On Amazon, John R. Osborne. Guys, check it out.
Check it out.
Maybe you still got time for Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas is literally 1 week away. For us, it's Christmas starts for us on the 24th. We have stuff going on right away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're around here. Christmas Eve is a big thing, so that's when everybody celebrates.
Hey, wow.
That whole
Excuse
Polish
me, why
thing.
are there a bunch of naked guys in your lobby here at the Mirage? Pay no attention to that. Lily Phillips is in town. Oh, okay.
All right. So this is actually somebody on. I have a little Ko-fi link that I just throw up there. I'm like, hey, if anybody just wants to just throw some money in the till, that's fine. Away from YouTube and all that. And somebody did, and I appreciate you. Thank you. They said, hey, did you ever see this? And this is only like a couple weeks old. So it's a. There's no video, but it's like a podcast of like two people, a dude and like a black chick. So they're going to talk about the Drow. God help us all. Put that there first.
Mac, where are you at that you know what Cedar Point is?
Is he the one in Seatown? Maybe.
Refresh our memory.
And with me today is Mieka, and we are just going to sit down for a moment and talk about the problem with Drow. There's going to be a multi-part series coming that neither of us are on, but we thought that it would be important as the primary voices, me the one that essentially runs the background of a lot of the podcast, and Mieka as the resident authority.
He doesn't know what this guy. She's the resident black girl. She's the sister.
He grew up in northern Indiana, but he lives in North Dakota now.
Oh, okay.
On the subject, as far as our cast and crew goes, it was important that we sit down and have this conversation because it's a real conversation, and I feel like a lot of people talked about it very, very briefly in online forums, and then it immediately got overshadowed by other sort of controversies. And so we want to sit down and talk about the Drow. There's a lot of really cool shit, but there's a lot of problematic shit too. I do want to point out that there's going to be some.
What is problematic? Good Lord, it's black
buzzword.
It's black skin. Get over it.
People who think this episode is not for them. It may be an uncomfortable conversation to have. They may
pretty much, Chris. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, you'll
feel like this is a bunch of virtue signaling, or that it may be an unnecessary conversation to add to our fantasy bullshit beer and pretzels game that we play on Thursday nights with our friends. But honestly,
he calls it a fantasy bullshit beer and pretzels game. I mean, if you hate what you're doing that much, then why are you doing it? Why do you have a 5-year podcast that draws flies? You tell me. I think his name is Adam.
If that's the way that you feel, then this episode is for you, because what you don't realize is how other people around the table may be feeling. And a lot of people talk about Session Zero. It's become such an important point of D&D conversations in the last 4 years. And while we acknowledge the Drow a little bit, maybe it's time for everybody to actually sit down and sit with it for a handful of minutes.
I used to be against like a Session Zero, but like with a new group now, I'm actually all for it, because this is how you would determine
who's in, who's out.
Yeah, like who's the lunatic of the group. I'd be like feeding stuff like, where do we stand on like the old X card thing, and if they're all in for it, and I'd be like, ooh yeah, wrong answer.
Yeah, we're not playing next week.
Wrong answer. Get out.
We'll tell you when there's a spot open.
Yeah,
it's like the Joker in that Batman movie when he cracks the pool stick in half.
Yeah,
tryouts.
We're gonna have tryouts. DB for $5. Nothing quote unquote problematic about the Drow. Underdark is trash setting without Drow as created. Yes. Yeah. Look, they look intimidating. Like if you saw that coming at you, you would be intimidated. They're cool. They're like fallen Drow. It fits aesthetically.
So, I think I'm pretty much out of my talking points. I would like to just kind of open up the floor. Let's talk for a moment about some of the stereotypes, the matriarchal society. Let's look at Black women stereotypes to start with, if that's all right with you, and then however you'd like to proceed from there.
All right, so she's gonna go TTRPG or Ultra American all together now. It's a bleeping game, you retard. Yeah. Yes, it's the old beer and pretzel game that this guy hates so much.
Yeah, so usually when it comes to Black women, a lot of people believe we are aggressive. A lot of people also at the same time believe that we are strong. Like we are just out here being strong. Oh my gosh, we look up to you. You guys are just always strong Black women.
See, she's talking about guys like her co-host there who just keep blowing smoke up her ass. They keep puffing him up and saying all that stuff. Every normal person just views them as, shock, just like people. It's like guess what? If you're a Black woman, you are no better and no worse than anybody else that God created. Hate to break the news to you.
Like we always get that thrown at us. We also get the reputation of being angry. So,
well, that's a little true these days. A little bit true.
Like the angry Black women yelling in the store or just going off or showing any type of heavy emotion that happens to be negative.
Can I ask, do you think that that's like an argument in bad faith? Like it's strong sounds like a positive thing, like in touch with your emotions sounds like a positive thing at face value, but then when you think about the stereotypical sassy Black woman, the angry Black woman, but that just takes you back to the 80s sitcoms and how Black women were portrayed in media back in the 70s and 80s. Do you think that's where this stems from, or is it deeper than that?
But it's people like this guy that perpetuate that. They keep saying like, oh, you Black women, you're so strong. Hey, why are you singling them out for, this? And if they can be singled out for the virtue of being strong and powerful,
what was
do you really want to go there? Because they can be singled out for other things too.
What was O'Hara in charge of on the Star Trek?
Communications.
Was that talking to you, Kirk?
Hailing frequencies closed. Doc, defender. He is a defender. Good to see you here, Doc. Bleeker. I'm offended how humans are portrayed in fantasy. I hope WotC gets rid of such a controversial race. Yeah, there you go.
Honestly, I think it's deeper than that. I think it just comes honestly from a place of control. as far as like the 80s sitcoms go, I think it's important to understand that these writers didn't know how to write Black women. There were no Black women sitting in on these like writing panels. You know what I mean? Like there was no sense of diversity. And if there was, it was probably one person who sat there and probably put out some ideas, and those ideas weren't going to be incorporated in the episode. Does that make sense?
Yeah, or if they are incorporated, they're not incorporated in the way that was intended, right?
Exactly. And then,
Exactly,
it's
Nixon.
like you also say like, well, it's strong, like that's like a good thing, right? And it's like, yeah, it's good to be strong, but at the same time, when we hear strong Black woman, it comes down to like, oh, a Black woman's going to fix all our problems. And some people out there may be like, well, I don't think that. You may not think it, but here's a good example. I don't want to get into politics too much, and I'm not going to be on this topic for too long. But when you think of Michelle Obama,
Oh, good Lord. Michelle, edgelord $2. I'm playing a Drow female cleric named Florence. And a boy. I have never thought that Black women were going to solve any societal ill. I mean, look at America. Black population, God bless them, 13, 14%, which means Black women are 7%. You're just people. Okay, like I said, you're not any better or any worse than anybody else. I haven't seen any Drow playing loud music on this subway yet. Thank you, Edens.
And in our last election cycle, people were pushing, well, how come Michelle Obama can run for president? Or,
What's
it
her
makes sense for her to do it. She
Yeah.
could, beat, the opposition. She's smart.
People
Oh my
like
gosh,
her.
she's college educated, and she's like qualified for the job, but she didn't want it. And
what
it
makes
was
her qualified for the job?
Yeah, exactly.
Because she was married to the guy who had the job. Under that logic, Giselle would have been a great quarterback.
Yeah. Never held office in her entire life. At least Hillary Clinton. Give this to Hillary Clinton. She was kind of in the same situation as Michelle Obama, but at least Hillary Clinton won a Senate seat and then was, Secretary of State or whatever. Literally, they just want to bring in You get the sense that the way some of these folks think, you can just cut to the front of the line. Kind of like the Democratic candidate this year, cut to the front of the line without earning a single vote. It's only maybe 3 weeks or a month old, Sean. I was surprised. I kind of looked at the channel. It's the typical channel as you would expect from the host, which is the guy. It's all milk toast. There's nothing groundbreaking at all. You can go back 5 years. They have like in 5 years and many hundreds and hundreds of videos. I think they have a handful that like have broken like 1,000. Other than that, they're getting like 30 views of video. Which, God, it's like if I was at this for 5 years and I was still drawing like Condor does or these guys like 30, 40 views, there's so many better things you could be doing with your time. So many better. You're not reaching people. Well, I don't, and then you always hear this. Well, I don't really want to grow. That's not important to me. Well, then why are you doing it? Be good at your job.
Well, the people who say they don't want to grow, that's confusing to me because then agreed. Why would you want to still do it? But then if you don't want to grow, it sounds like you're just maybe making an online journal.
Yeah.
That you don't want anybody to read.
Yeah. But I don't think that's ever the case. I think they want to grow.
Then you could just write a journal yourself.
I think a lot of it is I'm just not catching on, but I refuse to retool. I refuse to listen to advice from other YouTubers.
Give a 2-second recap, Double D.
Just got in here. Are they arguing for or against the Drow? Of course, again. I'm guessing they think Drow are racist. Yeah, you thought very correctly. It's just a white guy and a black chick talking about Drow.
because of the strong Black woman stereotype, because what stems from that is you feel safe with a strong Black woman, right? You feel at home with a strong Black woman.
Why? I don't get where they think these things. I don't feel any of that stuff. And it's not just because I fall on one side of the spectrum. I don't get it. Do you feel that way, Crazymouse? Like, do you feel a certain way? Do they put the feels in you, or do you just view them as people?
Just people.
Yeah.
Which I hope that they view me as.
Nowadays, it's hard to say. We are the enemy.
And honestly, that comes from, I would say, in my opinion, that stems from like slavery and
of course,
negative stereotypes about basically black women running the house. And so it's like, everything goes back to slavery times, whether we really want to believe it.
It's been over for 100 and how many years now? 160 years.
Or not.
What a crutch.
Yeah. And it's one that, occasionally you'll get these great thinkers in the black community, like Thomas Sowell, folks like that. And they'll tell them, like, this is no way to live your life. You don't want to go down this road where you're constantly blaming stuff. The generational trauma and stuff like that, all that bullshit. It's not a way to live your life. You will never go forward if you're just always looking back at all these past grievances. Because there is literally nothing right now that is stopping anybody from being successful.
I think everyone is in agreement. Slavery was really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that was like,
Yeah. Had its good
points. Yeah, 160, 170 years later.
Yeah. It's the perfect term, a crutch. And, if you want to keep living in that realm, you're going to end up bitter and old. And you're going to walk around, you're going to...
In a lot of hatred.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, like, these are the kind of folks that really, really hate white people. Like, they may not show it. They may smile, but in their souls, it's like, oh, your ancestor enslaved mine. Well, bitch, I got news for you. Mine came over from Sweden and Ireland after all that shit. So that's why I ain't giving a dime. If they ever are stupid enough to pass some sort of reparations bill, I ain't giving a fucking dime. I will figure out a way not to. DB, $5. They're stuck on slavery because victimhood is the only thing that gives them relevance. Yes, they keep buying, and at some point, part of me feels bad for them because they get taken advantage time and time again by one party and their own people, the Al Sharptons of the world, the Jesse Jacksons, who do nothing but profit off of them. And they're too stupid to realize. They even look up and say, yeah, there's a brother who made it. And it's like, you're too stupid to realize he's making it off of your backs by keeping you perpetually grieved.
Wasn't Jesse Jackson just in town?
Oh, was he?
I think so. And I think he ate at Pineapple Eddie's.
Ah, well, that would have been... within shouting distance of someone. Could have been.
I remember when President Trump came to town and Mrs. Mouse called me and said, "You can't come home. Our street is closed." They closed from the airport to the baseball stadium is a straight shot. And they closed so that you couldn't bypass it or something. But then my street goes right to a connector to another road, and our street was closed. I couldn't even go home.
Park and walk. DB, if your mascot is a mimic, your show is trash. I would say probably 99 times out of 100. That's wisdom there, DB. Thank you. Go ahead. I'll let you do these after. Patrick Demo, $5. The complaint: we want empowerment, and we hate the fact that you see us as empowered. What in the fresh catch-22 hell is this? I wish I knew. You're seeing a lot of this. It's like the Schrodinger's feminist, where you can be a victim and empowered all at the same time, and depending on the situation, you just pick one or the other. And it's until you start taking responsibility, you will not go forward. Mac Thompson, $5. My ancestors were enslaved by Romans and Brits for centuries. Where's your rep money? Yep, exactly. Get your denarii. Thank you so much.
So that whole strong black woman stereotype, don't rely on me to be the one that leads you to,
Nobody is relying on you. Other than, maybe dweebs like the guy that you're doing this show with. Nobody is relying on you to do anything. There's not one black woman that I am relying on to save society or the world.
To do the right thing. I feel like people who aren't black,
it's almost like they're infantilizing them. It's almost, it borders on like fetishizing in a way that what some of these white leftists do. They almost fetishize them and put them up on this pedestal so high. And it's like, you can't just see that they're just like you and they have the same faults as you. You know, they may have the same virtues as you. On the face of it, they are neither good nor bad. Now, plenty have been poisoned by this, current, modern day drivel that they get fed. But there are plenty that are nice. I work with, several. They're very nice women. There are just a lot of normies out there who don't, pay attention to this. But these loud ones online, insufferable.
White people.
Absolutely insufferable.
Really, they kind of feel infantilized a bit because it's like, oh, well, a black woman's here. She's going to take care of it. And don't get me wrong. She's going to take care of business. Like she's going to get it done. But
you know it. Snap.
Yeah.
Why does she have to?
The reliance, the reliance upon. Look, I distinctly remember about 10 years before I met you, I knew a guy I was teaching an acting class, and he was pretty upset. He was a white guy, and he was in his 40s, and he'd had a breakthrough in acting class, but it dragged up a bunch of stuff in his past and whatnot. And I was talking to him outside afterwards. I was smoking at the time, and we were out there having a cigarette. And I asked him, I'm like, "You all right? But like, was there anything I can do?" And he looked me square in the eye, and I'll never forget this. He said, "I'm just in that vulnerable place where the only thing that's going to make me feel better is if a strong black woman strokes my hair, calls me sugar, and tells me everything's going to be all right." And I went, "Wow, I don't know how to handle it. Like, I don't know how to interpret that." But I think about that a lot when it comes to the strong black woman stereotype.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'll take 100 things that never happened.
Exactly. Good Lord.
For $100, please.
And that guy was actually me. M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Type, and there will be people out there that be like, "Oh yeah, I know that character."
How come we never see these people? How come everybody in this chat never sees these people? How come the normal people?
Classes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
exactly. Great Goldworm. I'll take things that never happened for 100, please.
Mm-hmm. And now he's actually lying to curry favor to this woman. So he's proving like his own point, or disproving his own point, by essentially making up a lie. There's no way that happened. To do the same thing.
Seen that character on television.
Yeah, and it's just aggravating. It's that whole mammy stereotype. That's where it comes from. It's like, I am being taken care of because that is her job, right?
Yeah.
To make me feel better, and it's not, and it shouldn't be. Yeah.
So when we look at
I love how she's feel like so put upon. Like she gets these requests like every day. Can you stroke my hair, sister?
Drow and the women in the matriarchy and control, when they made these choices to have kind of the opposite of the elves. I mean, clearly they've got the god lore of Corlon versus Lolth and all that crap, right? But
again, he dumps on it. It's not crap. It's D&D lore. You have a good god and an evil god. What is wrong with that? It's like he's trying to impress her by like taking shots at the game.
Stop it.
Play nice, Chris. Play nice.
I feel like it was a decision. They could have just gone white versus black, or
Rent is racist.
Pale versus dark, or however you want to play it. The whatever their parable, because that's the thing in fantasy. The white wizard versus the black wizard. And I'm not talking skin color. I'm talking white magic versus black magic. It's right in there. The good versus evil is hard baked into this genre, right? So I can understand.
But it's hard baked into literature too. It's hard baked into movies.
It's hard baked into your grocery store. Angel food cake, devil food cake.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. Crazymouse, nice pivot there. Mac Thompson, $2. So they think non-drow elves are whitey, I guess. Sure sounds like it. But just the way he like tears down, the game that he supposedly loves. And we're right. It isn't just the game. It's like these are tropes that go back, into all sorts of things for a very, very long time.
Reaction. I don't agree with it by any means, but I can understand the 1970s, 1980s, they're going to be this.
Twinkies versus Ho-Hos, says John Osborne. Stop it. Now you're making me hungry. Stop it right now.
And see, there I side with the Ho-Ho. I was always a Ho-Ho guy. Do you remember when Ho-Hos were individually wrapped in foil?
Yeah, I sure do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the like stuff you just like tear apart nicely, like tinfoil.
Tinfoil.
Yeah, it was like tinfoil.
And also, there used to be a strawberries and cream Twinkie. I don't know if they ever.
I was never a Twinkie guy.
I don't hate them, but they're not my go-to.
Yeah. DB $2. Wait, opponents wear opposite colors? Racist. Exactly. Drive by before bed. How you doing, Hungar? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I see Cal there too. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in, Hungar. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yep. Nighty night.
Yep.
Was women like that were put in control specifically. That felt like such a choice.
Yeah. And if I can just say, the whole the fact that it was a knee-jerk reaction to
Gavin Morgan
white
loves
magic,
the Swiss
black
roll.
magic, for them to immediately think, oh well, they're black, they're dark skin equals evil. That
Chomp,
right
chomp,
there is a
likes
problem.
ding-dongs.
It's the knee-jerk reaction to decide that, and that right there comes from unconscious bias. That's just been pushed towards, people who are non-black people by the media, by family members and society in general.
I honestly can't believe we're still talking about this now.
Morgan Freeman says the best way to end it is to stop talking about it.
Yeah, it's true.
Just got out of the hospital.
Oh man,
everything okay?
Hungar, I hope everybody's praying for you, buddy. Hope you're doing okay now. Hit me up on Twitter, or I'll try to hit you up after. I'd like to know how you're doing.
Back to Ho-Hos. If anybody lives near an Aldi Ho-Hos are better than regular Ho-Hos, and they're better than the Little Debbie ones too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go. You can take that to the bank.
Yeah. Aldi's and their
if Crazymouse is saying it, take it to the bank.
Their Aldi cupcakes are better too. Their version of them.
Patrick, $5. I wonder if this idiot thinks that the Red Wizards of Thay and red-robed wizards of the Tower of High Sorcery are racist against Native Americans. Ooh. They don't have to be consistent, Patrick. You and I both know that. Just whatever works. They're at the top of the victimization ladder. Black women. Or I should say some black women, have put themselves there. And then they are ensconced there by guys like this, who just, it's disgusting to hear him just kind of placate her and, be her little lick spittle.
And if I can be honest, this is hard baked into the fantasy genre all the way back to Tolkien, right? The Uruk-hai with their dark black skin were the bigger, stronger, angrier warriors that we should all be afraid of, right? Gandalf the White is now more pure, right? The idea of the white city of Gondor, or the dark-skinned humans, the dark-skinned men that were called in to join the evil army in the last book. All of this is hard baked right in to the grandfather of fantasy. And I am not saying everyone that loves fantasy is racist. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm just saying it's
Hope
there.
you recover well, buddy.
This white good, black evil is there.
Mm-hmm. And it's I love fantasy for one, and you know how much I love fantasy. I love pulling together a character. I love running around in D&D.
If I can be honest, you can't. If I can be honest,
I don't want to spoil anything, but you have just convinced me to buy a specific kind of other tabletop role-playing game that is based on fantasy because you want to play it. You have outsourced this stuff, right? Yes. Every time that you've got a Christmas or birthday or something, I buy you the next anthology book of, the next book in the in this fantasy romance storyline that you're reading. That
yeah.
Right, like there are fairy wings hanging on the wall in your office.
They're literal.
So I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is between the. I don't know if they work together or they're romantically involved or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so.
Doesn't matter because they're just playing their stereotypes. You know, as far as this podcast goes.
I don't know how close they are. If she's never heard that story about acting class and a white dude saying, "I just need a black woman to stroke my hair and tell me everything's going to be all right, sugar."
Yeah. Sounds like they might just be like business. Like I say business, which means that once a week they probably drag her to do this thing for 40 views probably after the fact.
But yes, there's room. The point is, there's room for black people.
To be fair, they could be on Twitch or something.
It doesn't have to be inherently racist.
Right.
But those conceits are there, and they are almost foundational to a lot of the shorthand.
Ah, yes, J.R. Tolkien, Grand Imperial Wizard. Thank you, Badger. So my question is, like, so what do you want? Do you just want us to switch everything around? So now black is good and white is evil? I mean, is that how simplistic your argument is and your complaint is? That if we just did the old switcheroo, things would be great. I don't get it.
That we use when we talk about power in fantasy.
Yeah, like 100%. It's like fantasy is fantasy, but you have to take off the what's it called, the rose, is it called rose-colored glasses?
Dark Knight, if you could, we're sorry that you're late, but thanks for coming. What cringe have I missed, Double D? We'll tell you. Can you just type in a number between 1 and 1,000? Just type it right in there.
Yeah.
We'll tell you.
Dark Knight, just don't think about it. Don't listen to anybody. Just type in a number between 1 and 1,000, please, right now. Yep. Dark Knight, we're going to wait for you.
Yep. Show is on pause.
888. There you go.
Yuck.
Oh boy.
Yuck.
Chat, you can tell them.
Glasses, you see everything a little bit.
Good to see you, Dark Knight.
And
thank you.
And a lot of people aren't ready for that, or they're going to like
Cal, I'm trying to eat
and stuff, but they have to be ready to kind of peel apart. Like, hey, you can still enjoy this, but look at what they're actually saying. As a marginalized black woman living in America, I see the world differently.
Cringes at 887.
Oh, we had long conversations about it. I don't want to say arguments, but there were definitely times where I was like, I don't agree. I don't think the world operates this way. And you were like, listen, you live on the opposite coast in Canada in a predominantly white society. Like you understand this academically from what television has shown you.
How shocking. You live in an all-white community in Canada. I mean, your crime is probably, let's just say, probably fairly low, even with the slippage in the last several years under Trudeau. How horrible it must be for you to live in a community where people work, pay their taxes up there, and just live their lives.
State.
Yeah, soon to be, hopefully. Actually, I don't want him to be our 51st. If you guys didn't see the speech today by Pierre Poilievre, he's going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada, and they have a good one there. He seems like a really good dude. So yeah, Trudeau quitting cannot come fast enough. He has lost. I think his approval rating is now, I think, at 11%. Trudeau's.
Oh wow,
11. So. Yeah, it is just a matter of time.
That just means 11 out of 100 people think you're doing a good job.
You're doing a swell job, Justin.
And that's his mom, his aunt.
Exactly. Yeah, it is half.
Get my own head out of my ass on this.
Yeah, you've come a long way because you're like, that stuff doesn't happen up here. And I was like,
he may say that, Mac. He will.
Let's have a seat because the stuff is going on.
and I want to say, this was very early in our relationship.
Yeah.
And it would have been entirely reasonable for you to just say, wow, this shit isn't worth my time. This had popped up before we ever met in person, right? We were talking about it online. And I want to say, like, I don't think I've ever said this out loud, but I really appreciate and I'm thankful for the fact that you took the time to talk to me, to walk me through that, because one of the things that I learned, especially through the Black Lives Matter movement, when I was paying attention to what everybody was talking about, both sides, I was watching and listening and seeing how we're barreling towards an end game here. What's it going to be? As I was sitting there, I realized, you know, it's not your job to teach me. It's my job to go learn.
Yeah, it's like
these are such basic bitch, like things that a cucked like white dude would say. Like, but the thing is, like, the time for this stuff has almost, like, this is stuff they were saying like 3 years ago when everybody was marching for St. George.
It's my job to go learn. No, it's your, you know, it's, you have to be interested in something to go learn about it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, to be honest.
Yep. And, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are you saying this now? Like, what in God's name do you get out of saying this now? This is like maybe a month-old video at the most. Porch for $5. Number of black people that have been aggrieved or even inconvenienced because of D&D or Drow is 0. Yes, this is a nonsense problem for fake people. Yeah, it is a made problem. 100% a made problem. Spurgetta. Check the scanners. What does it say? Or his soy, what does it say his soy boy levels are? It's over 9,000. What? 9,000? It's not possible. Such cope. Much cringe. Thank you, Dark Knight, for that €5 gift. Ooh, and Snake Oil Sean, you can give him a little something there.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Nice.
There you go.
Snake Oil Sean making it rain with 5 membership. Thank you so much. You and everybody that super chatted and gave memberships earlier. I think Mercurius did. We appreciate it all. Thank you so much for helping keep the old ship afloat. Patrick Demo, $2. He said the thing. Air horns. Thank you, buddy.
Like,
and so, yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to take the time to thank you for me. And
he's got to thank her. What a, all right. I'm going to skip ahead because I can't, in the parlance of these folks, I just can't. I can't. I'll go ahead and just kind of see.
Oh, Chris has got to go tonight.
Chris.
Where is it? Where is it? It keeps jumping on me. There we go.
Cut out early. Oh, my Lord.
All right.
All right. We get it. We got it. You don't like us anymore.
Yeah,
that's fine.
He's got to go get in line.
Yeah, gotta go make a call.
Head to Vegas.
Get your reservation. You know, it would be kind of cool. Not cool, but if she wanted to put like some drama in it, she could do like a lottery. I mean, you couldn't do like 1,000 ping pong balls, but like you could do like what we do. Like, all right, you know what number?
Come on down.
Come on, what number are you? Come on down. Yep. Do it randomly.
I'm sure that casino would love hearing over the PA system nonstop.
Yeah.
The Big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati, you're up. Last warning. Your spot is going to be seated to somebody on the stand. We have a robust standby list. You're going to the end of the line.
If we want to dig deeper into it, it's like, I'm a sexual being. I can be used any way that any man could see fit, and it will be okay, right? Because I'm black. But when it comes to, like, again, like with white women, it's like, well, there's like a respect there. I got to work my way up to that, you know? So it just goes down.
What we're doing here, buddy.
Good Lord. Are you kidding me? Howard!
My goodness.
Good Lord. Gracious. Give him the new one. Give him the new one from Rounders.
Pay that man his money.
Howard Hughes, good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well with you. Please tell me it's going to be okay, and call me sugar. You are the sugar daddy, sir. You can afford to have somebody stroke your hair. Thank you so much,
Edgelord. What movie is that from? Because I remember that line.
Oh, that's Hardcore.
Yeah, his daughter became like a porn
star.
Yeah. That was early, like HBO.
Oh yeah. Turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah.
Date.
Like I was saying.
Yeah, the idea of like, oh, we wait for the third date. The old stereotype of
Right.
of waiting to the third.
She's now complaining that they don't get enough respect.
Thank you, Howard.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Naruto, what white whip has she been around? Yep. And she's now complaining that she doesn't get the same truck as white women. Well, it's like, okay, I hate to be indelicate, but why don't we look at an average like NFL team's roster and see all the married guys, all the black married guys, and see who do they choose to be married to. That isn't the patriarchy forcing them to do anything. That isn't, racism forcing them to do anything. When you have all the money in the world, who do you choose? Okay, and there's a fair number that choose to go over the line as you see it. And I'm sorry, but that's just the case. Get rid of the beam in thine own eye. Dark Knight, €2. I'm Spurgy Gonzalez. Andale. Well, you're also number 888 in line, Dark Knight. So it's gonna be a little smelly in there.
Date. That doesn't apply. When it's
those guys walking in with like a clothespin on their nose.
A gas mask.
Color, right?
Right.
So the idea of Drow being evil inherently and having dark skin being if not necessarily a cause of it, a definite correlation to, right? The idea of them being underground dwellers that are too sensitive for the sunlight. They can't be out in where the open sky and the sun brings life and warmth and healing. These are not things that the Drow are interested in. They're interested in poison, right? The idea of the women in power being more inherently evil, and
the woman in power is a spider god. Jeez. DB, $5. Before we continue, let's take a moment to wish Michael Moorcock a happy 85th birthday. Without him, D&D might have never happened. Yeah. Elric series, it's a bit nihilistic, but damn, is it good. Yeah, one of my wife's favorites, too. Mrs. D loves it. Yeah, 85. Happy birthday, Michael Moorcock. Okay, I can't take any more of this. This guy is a dope.
Mimic, we don't want you as a guest, but like and subscribe.
All right. I thought this was funny. This goes back to last week. This is Griff from Secrets of Blackmore. At first, he was like, hey, this popped up in my YouTube feed. It was just basically my video on the terrible art in the new DM's guide. What the hell's that? I'm in awe that they bother to print things like this. This is I put this in my video. This is supposedly at the, I can't remember the inn name in Greyhawk. I'm sure some of you guys know. I mean, this is not fantasy. It does not scream fantasy to me at all.
That looks modern.
Yeah. And the only thing they're showcasing is that the only white dude that you can clearly see is the waiter. You got a room full, like you got guys in like white suits there. They look like they're in like Cuba or something, Cuba Libre. Just this is not D&D. Okay, so this guy, and I have nothing against, by the way, this guy, Zeno. I'll get that in a moment. I'll get those in a sec.
Yeah, we'll line him up.
Yep. Says, I may be oblivious, but what's wrong with that picture? Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you can't tell what's wrong, then, And then actually Griff, I think, pulled this up. He said, it looks like stock photography. And I'm like, holy shit, it is. And I think Griff said, this is the first picture I pulled up. Like, stock photography in a restaurant. I mean, same vibe, right?
Same.
Yeah.
Same pose.
Yeah, almost. Some people are wondering,
Hand
like.
behind his back.
Yep.
Hand behind his back.
Yeah. All right, so this same guy says, well, it's not much different from your typical fantasy tavern. I beg to differ, sir. I beg to differ. The only real difference is the colors. Okay. He agrees that all the colors used in 5e are kind of boring. And it has a dragonborn there that can be seen as heresy for the old schoolers. Well, yeah, I mean, it's dumb, but whatever. But then he says it's not much different than this. Well, it's a lot different than this. This tells a story. I mean, like I think I answered him. I said, this isn't my favorite picture, but this could stand in any edition of D&D. It's the classic barroom brawl. You got a guy laying out on the floor and people just minding their own business, but a few people are curious looking. There are things happening here. This is classic fantasy stuff. It's a little lighter, than maybe mine, but if you're going to go light, sure, I'll buy this. Not this. This is light, too light and boring. I don't get it.
That one has levitating guys. David Blaine's there, right off on the left, standing on a stool.
I see. Yeah. It's not the best. It's not the best piece of art, but like I said, I'll overlook stuff like that in a picture like this, just because I like the spirit of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this has a little chutzpah in it. So I'm going to overlook, stuff like that. It's a little, the foot on that stool is a little jacked. But that's okay. That's all right. I mean, I love this guy over on the sitting down with a white beard, just like looking like what is wrong with that guy over there? Is he still alive? I have also noticed too, so many of my haters are just failed YouTubers. Go ahead. Yeah, I'll let you, you can start there and then scroll down. Yep. Patrick Demo, $5. The others in A Song of Ice and Fire are white-skinned and inherently evil. Yeah, there you go. No one complains about that. Yeah. Dark Knight of Hibernia, €5. Drow are dark skin and hate sun, therefore evil. Therefore racist. Vampires are pale and hate the sun, therefore evil. Therefore not evil, I guess. It's a good point. Yeah, Double D. I meant to say, therefore not racist, I guess. Yeah, I got what you're. I think I get what you were going at. Yep. Thank you, Dark Knight. Hope you get moved up in that lottery. Mm-hmm. 888 is rough.
That ain't a good one.
Yeah, that is not where you want to be. Okay, and I'm not just picking on D&D. I don't think we went over this last week, did we?
That doesn't look familiar.
Okay. This is the Daggerheart. This is the Critical Role, folks. I don't know why these people are so in love with bullywugs. Remember, it was in that awful picture we looked at.
Mm-hmm.
The one who was doing the staring at the camera. He broke the fourth wall. Yep. And here they are, totally different game. And there's a fucking bullywug there. What is it with the fucking frogs?
Maybe that guy was waiting for his ride, and that's his ride.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, this cover is a mess. I had people defending this. People that I actually respect. This is not good. I don't know what to say.
DG Widget says they call them ribbits.
Ribbits. I think I get why 880 is bad. I'm screwed. Yep. All right. You made a commitment though, didn't you? You still got to go to Vegas. Thank you, by the way, for the super chats, Dark Knight.
Thanks for playing along.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Thanks for being a good sport. Yeah, this is awful.
Don't make a video about it later. Double D made me be number 888.
It can never hurt to be number one. Either you're walking first to your death, that's okay, or you're first in line, which in this case would have been
smack it on the ass and get the hell out of it.
Yeah, you're in, you're out.
Enjoy the free drinks. In the show.
I was gonna say you got time to go to the show. You got time to go play the tables. To do a lot of things when you're first. Yeah, but this is I don't like this any better than I do the D&D Player's Handbook. So I'm not just picking on Wizards of the Coast. This is just endemic of all modern fantasy art. It's not bold enough where it needs to be. The colors not quite right. And I mean, just sorry. The first thing you see is just this, I don't know what is that? Is that like a Ankeg or something? The creature?
Looks like that thing from
Starship Troopers.
I was going to say in that pit that ripped off Queen Amidala's like midriff shirt. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Those things?
Yeah, we had that.
Yeah, upstairs.
Yeah, from Sunny D. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it does kind of, yeah. Yeah, to me it looked like a Starship Trooper thing too. Yeah, Candela was so bad. Why would this be any better? Says Ultra American tabletop role player. Yeah, I mean, they'll coax some of their folks to do it. This is not a D&D killer though. It's not. It's a lightweight. It's a lightweight game. And if you want to announce that your game is lightweight and not ready for prime time, this is how you do it. You put the elf front and center, the elf woman. And are there any white guys? I don't know.
Well, what's that barbarian right there?
Yeah, I guess there is. Okay. Yep. So there's one kind of tucked there in the shadow. Yeah. All right. You want to?
Maybe that's a white guy in a frog suit. I don't know.
Now they did a alternate cover. This one might be a little bit better, but I got news for you. I don't like this one either. From a distance, blur your eyes a little bit. What's going on? Gun to your head. Blur your eyes just a tad.
Minnesota Vikings yearbook.
Yeah. Yes. I'm glad you said that, Crazymouse, because you are the voice of the common man. And somebody on Twitter, when I put this up, said, it looks like my old yearbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like treasured memories. It absolutely looks like a fucking yearbook. I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, it's just not. You have to get really, really close to see like what's going on there. And maybe, what the figures are fine. I mean, they seem good enough, but they're just so hesitant, it's just so like shy. This is like a shy cover. The only thing strong and broad about it is that big streak of purple. That's it. 6 sessions of Dagger to appease a friend. Glad it's over. Yeah, I read
that wrong, DJ Widget, when I saw that to put it up. I thought that said 6 seasons. Like you meant like 6 years. I played this game for 6 years.
It's being punished for a great sin, I think. Yeah, so I don't. I'm not on board.
Ben says that thing looked like the ant from the Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, right. Yeah, I see the head of it there. Yeah, but just what does this inspire? Thank you, Cal. Yep, thank you as always, buddy. Good to see you here driving in dragons. Yep, this art is shit. I mean, it's not shit. I mean, it's just uninspiring. There is some art that is shit. This isn't shit. This is just not very inspiring, kind of bland, very much of its time. People will look back and be like, oh yeah, that was one of those books. Man, this looks like a yearbook. You can go ahead and pick up Patrick's there. Yep. Dagger Shart will kill D&D like HD DVD killed Blu-ray. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I ended up owning a couple of HD DVDs, Patrick, if I may say in shame. Do you want to do the? Do you want to do a quick? Oh my Lord! Before we do that, Dark Knight. Are you gonna give him a little? Give him a little.
I love knowledge. Hey, Double D!
There you go. There you go. Dark Knight of Hibernia. 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Dark Knight. Thank you very much. All of you guys, you're killing it. You are killing it. I'm trying to figure out what I should do. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll show you one thing first. This won't take long. just show you, I got this. I got to tell you, I don't mind this game, The One Ring. And I just got this Moria book, so I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of it. If you're looking for, something a little different, I mean, don't do Daggerheart. Daggerheart sucks. There we go. These books are really good quality. I'm about maybe like a quarter of the way through this. I like the way they do Moria in this book. They don't do it as like, okay, we're going to map out every location in Moria. Because they say like Moria should be very, very empty, gloomy. There should be a mood associated with it. So they give you certain rooms and certain people who might be there. But overall, I'm digging this. Yeah, I had Dark Knight Ed, and Eddie. Yep. I can't believe it took me that long to put in that. Because I always remember when Sonny D would do that. Would be watching that show. Hey, Double D. Ooh, don't care. Every time a new game comes out, older games look so much better. No political garbage, just engaging, fun and games. And that's kind of why I like this. Now, Free League, in some of their games, they'll put like a little disclaimer, like play safe. It has like it kind of has the effect of like, don't do drugs, stay in school. But I don't think there are any in this from what I've seen. This is all just Tolkien stuff. And if you want something a little different, maybe something to play like alternatively with other fans of, Tolkien and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, you could do worse than this game. I think may try to play with Mrs. D and maybe Daughter D at some point here. See if they'll do a little test version of this. But it's very consistent artwork throughout all their products. This is Free League. You're going to get a good, solid professional effort. They do give you a map. It's not, like I said, it's not like a keyed map or anything that comes with this book. But I'm really, really digging this. So you can kind of see some of the artwork here. I like. Why is it that this company?
Did they send that to you, or did you just go?
Oh no. I don't take any. I mean, like if there's like individual creators who want to send me something, sometimes I'll say yes. But no, in fact, I think Free League did reach out through a third party. I think that's how Free League does it. They'll say, hey, if you ever want to review our stuff, let us know. We'll give you a free PDF. But I kind of wanted the books anyway, and plus I don't need to do that. I don't think. I don't want to say you're kind of compromised, but I think you are even just a little bit. You'd feel bad if you didn't like something. So I can say unreservedly, I like this.
Mm-hmm. Now, if they want to sponsor the show, they can.
Yeah. I don't. I think I slipped through the cracks with them. Yeah, I mean, look at this stuff. This is pretty cool. So you get the Long Dark of Moria, which, of course, if you've read Lord of the Rings or seen the movie, you know what that's all about. I just want to let you know that I've been going through this, and this is something that I like. All right. Yeah, Free League rocks. Just got the Symbaroum quite. Boy, they put out like so much stuff at a high level too. It's not just garbage. Now, not all of it is great. Some of it is just good. But that One Ring series, I'm liking that. One Ring is cool. Haven't played it yet. Yeah, the book is weirdly lighter than you'd think it would be. Just like the ring is described as. Yep, Fook. Like the name Fook. Thank you. Yep. At Diversity and Rankings, reject woke, embrace pulp. Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm a huge Fawford and the Grey Mouser. You won't find anybody who loves Howard, Lieber, those guys. I love them. But I also like high, that kind of epic fantasy too. I like it all. It's kind of weird how on like Twitter now you almost have to defend, our friend Jeffro. God bless him. We like Jeffro now, but he does not. I don't think he likes Tolkien very much. And I'm always like, what's the matter with Tolkien? Tolkien is great. But I don't know, everybody's got their angle.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to watch a little of the Star Wars holiday special?
Life Day?
Do you want to watch Life Day? It is the holiday season.
Are you going to get banned?
They won't ban you. They'll just stop the stream. We can watch it. I think if you stop it, then Narufa, no. Oh, for fuck's
Nobody
sake.
does.
Nobody does. All right, if everybody says no, we ain't gonna do it. You guys are in charge here with this one. We may just end the stream early tonight. Stinky Yee.
Wasn't one of them named Scratchy or something
Itchy.
like that? Itchy.
It was Itchy. Hyperborean has been a member. 10 months. Good to see you. Merry Christmas to the Double D crew and all their fans. Yep.
The
Good to
nose
see
are
you, buddy.
winning.
Yep. Thank you so much. Copenhagen. No. Oh my Lord. No. You guys are really, really, really disappointing me. But I will accede to your demands. Snake Oil Sean, go ahead. Throw that up there. Freely reminds me of old TSR. Yeah, the way they produce several systems and games, creating a catalog. Yes, box sets too. I like getting their box sets as well. I don't feel cheated that they're not like full games, Sean. You know, then they're just kind of like, hey, if you like this, you can go ahead and get the rule book. Oh, and by the way, you have certain things that'll help you that you can't get anywhere else if you choose to go on, but you're not forced to. So I'm really, really digging like their box sets. I think they're okay. They're not perfect by any means, but I think they're pretty good. Go ahead, DB, throw that up there, Crazymouse. I mean, we watched Crawford DM Pansies. Yeah. Well, all right. I tell you what, we'll do a poll right now. If you want to see it, 1. If you don't want to see it, 2. We'll leave it open for just a few minutes. If you want to see the Star Wars Holiday Special, if you want to watch it together as a group,
3 1s in a row.
it's all DB. DB, come on now. Dark Knight does not. Mac is off script. Too many 2s there.
All the 1s are the same person. The same 2 people.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be... Lily has more dried fluids than any Wookiee.
OGG.
Use guys. All right, I'm gonna ask you this too, because this came up as well. I do have something we could watch in the hopper.
Is that bathroom pet peeves a public one or a home one?
It could be either. That's what I was thinking. Great Gold roasting it like MST3K. Yeah, I wasn't just gonna like play it, guys. I mean, come on now. Yeah, do you have any bathroom? Because there's one public one that I don't like. It's actually a work one, so it's not like complete stranger, but sort of stranger. Let me go ahead. You want to throw Jeff from up there? Yeah. Go ahead. Jeff from Denkar, $5 Canadian. Okay, want to know favorite RPG product of 2024. Favorite gaming moment at your table this year. Holy smokes. All right, you may want to leave that up. Go ahead and leave that up because I'm going to forget these. Favorite RPG product of 2024. Honestly, like that Baptism of Fire book was pretty cool. Thank you. The one that Chris Miller and Pundit did. I liked it. Honestly, though, like Maquaheedle too, Basic Expert, that's a really cool little book. My favorite RPG product, honestly...
Good night, shark. Chomp chomp.
See a shark. Have to go. No problem. I would honestly say probably my favorite, and I know it wasn't released this year, but it was new to me, The One Ring. That's the one I got this year.
Ryan says Dragon Slayer.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forget Dragon Slayer. Yeah, because I couldn't remember if that came out last year. I'd probably have to put Dragon Slayer. Yeah, I'd probably put Dragon Slayer there too. Just honestly, the fucking artwork in that is just amazing. Yeah, if you want like small press, probably go with Dragon Slayer. Like I said, Baptism of Fire was pretty good too. As far as like big company, yeah, for me it was with The One Ring, but I know that wasn't released this year. Although I think didn't they release Blade Runner this year? I don't know if anybody did Blade Runner as well. Yeah, some good. Dragon Slayer getting some love, well deserved.
Shucked oyster.
Yep, Shucked Oyster. Yeah, it's a good one.
But he's
too.
stuffing the ballot box again.
Come on now, OGG. Yep, Atomic Punk. He must have just gotten that this year, Jeff from. Yep, Swords and Wizardry. Yeah, is Lily in the Shucked Oyster? So I guess it's a brothel, probably. Favorite gaming moment at your table this year? I know mine. It was when Rogan killed a folk hero named Skeeter.
It's still going on.
It's still going. The saga still continues.
My favorite gaming moment. For the game that we're currently in Birthright, it's rolling now. It's now 3 19s on an animal handling on a lion.
Yeah, which kind of switched, all at once, kind of switched the whole direction of our campaign. Like he was able to capture without killing the lion that had escaped in the Imperial City. Well, that was the Emperor's lion, and because he talked it down
with a 19,
with a 19, he made his roll.
And then we pulled out a spear from him, and on that, to calm him down, I rolled another 19. And then a couple weeks later, or maybe even like 2 months later, of real time, Double D had me roll something again on an animal handling, and again I rolled another 19. So I've rolled 3 19s to tame this lion. So me and this lion are now.
Yeah, and they do have a bond. Like
yeah.
He got like him and the group actually, as a result of this, eventually got passes to the palace. And this is where, if I could give some DM advice, this is where you just kind of let the course of things,
the dice kind
take
of
you.
Picked our
campaign. The dice talked and said, "Oh, okay, well, we're now going in this direction." Because I can guarantee you, it wasn't my intention to kind of make them get close to the royalty, even though it is birthright. We had done that in the past, but everything was fine.
But these characters have no connection to this whatsoever.
Yeah, they're not royal by any stretch. But then all of a sudden, it's like, well, okay, this happened. This led to this. This led to this. And guess what?
Dark Knight's got to go.
Good night, Dark Knight. Thanks for popping in. Boy,
yeah,
came in late, left early, and
he's played along. Thank you for playing along.
Played along, yes. Yeah, thank you for all the super chats and the.
For all you guys that are leaving, I think Double D's trying to figure out something for a live stream because we're off next Wednesday.
I think it'll probably end up being Thursday next week. We'll do it early so we don't stream over Matt and Nick, the Black Lodge guys. I think they start at. I think they usually start at 9:30. So we'll either just start at 7 and we'll make sure we're done by 9:30. Now it could. I don't know these guys' schedules.
We don't know.
They have holiday stuff going on, so it could just be me. Could be a smaller streamer. Or maybe I'll just open it up and just invite anybody who wants to come on. But yeah, that's kind of the way it's looking because I can't do Christmas Eve. Actually, that would be the worst. Christmas Day, I could do, but nobody's going to be watching on Christmas Day. You guys have better things to do. But maybe the day after. Was that Boxing Day in Canada?
It is Boxing Day.
Day after. Yeah, we'll do a Boxing Day.
Good day, mate.
Me and Crazymouse will box for you. Strap on the gloves.
Those Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Nick says, "Screw Black Lodge, diversity and dragons forever." Yeah, it sounds very good. Yeah, I don't. I try not to. The guys who only stream like once a week, I always try to make sure not to step on them, so to speak, and they do likewise. So I think there's just an understanding, a courtesy in this sphere that we don't do that. So I could just end up being like a lead-in to those guys. Bolster EggCon in Lake Geneva. The OSR should rep the event. Yeah. I don't know. The problem is, who's in charge of the OSR?
Did you finish up Jeff's? Did you do your favorite RPG? That was my favorite moment in Birthright. Favorite
RPG company. You got to go with Greg.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give love, to somebody who's been with the channel since the start. Yeah, so we'll go with Greg Gillespie.
Doctor.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games, a lot of good small games. Like I said, you got Dragon Slayer, you got Maquahital, Baptism of Fire. They're all good games. They really are. And like I said, as far as big companies go, the only one I would be jock riding right now, probably Free League. My bathroom pet peeve. I hate guys, you're taking a number 2 in the stall. This is at work now. Corporate office. You're taking a number 2 and somebody's in there. You're getting ready to leave. You're just waiting to flush the dang toilet and leave. And then you've got somebody out there. He's like a lingerer. I hate guys that linger after they go. Now I think he was just in there. He took a number 1, but he's at the sink. He's looking in the mirror. You can kind of see through the crack of the door, there's that little crack there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? He's primping himself. He's preening. To his credit, he's washing too. But it's like, dude, you're done with your business. This is what you do when there's somebody else in there. You wash your hands. You get your fucking your paper and you leave. You don't sit there. It's not a social hangout. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Courtesy flush. Yep, I do it. I do it.
Where my wife works at a big grocery store, and she's a human resources high up, and somebody in the men's room was in their stall, and the person in the stall next to him took their phone and reached underneath and took a picture.
Like an upskirt sort of deal.
So the gentleman that got his picture taken didn't know it at the time that he did. And the gentleman that took the picture went and showed people. And then word got out. And this other guy was just humiliated. And the guy that got his picture taken is such a nice guy. But he was just embarrassed about all this shit.
I think anybody would be.
Well, at this grocery store, this is not a lie, a professional wrestler works there. And I always said, could you imagine if they would have taken his picture? That guy that took the picture would have been tied into a pretzel. He would have just gotten the ship just absolutely demolished out of him. Well, the guy that took the picture got fired immediately.
Yeah, he'd have been waiting. That guy would have been waiting right outside.
Oh my gosh!
It's like, you can't stay in there forever. Roger Rebish, good to see you, buddy. Yep, Roger is the Central New York Con that's coming up in 2025. Had to explain to my wife.
That is, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that Mother's Day or Father's Day? Father's Day weekend?
Yeah, refresh our memory, Roger.
It's Father's Day weekend, I believe.
Yeah, I seem to remember that, yeah. Urinal math. First, nobody's there. You go towards a wall. You go to the furthest one towards either wall. And then if there's room, the next person comes in. You keep a minimum of 1. But if there's a whole row and you're only keeping 1, come on, go right to the middle.
Remember that bar downtown that used to just not have stalls? It was just a big trough.
Trough, yeah. Yep. Ugh. I remember when we would go to the Bills games. I was like a teenage kid, and it's like you're here with a bunch of drunk guys, and it literally was just a trough, and I'd be trying to piss, and you can't piss when there's grown men standing right next to you. So I'd be holding it, and then finally I'd catch a booth get into the old stall and go in there. Yeah, he'd kick the stall down door and then beat him with the door.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
this guy
absolutely.
He is humongous. He's a legit professional wrestler. He's not on the WWE. He's on those smaller circuits.
Mm-hmm.
But, and he has, the grocery store they understand that, and it has happened, where he gets called away if another wrestler gets injured or whatever, and he has to fill in immediately. Like, he has to go. Which is he's had to do.
Yep. There's one little TikTok we could do. Seeing as we are not, apparently we are not going to be doing Star Wars holiday special. I edited the damn thing, took out all the copyrighted music in the hope, and everybody's just like, nope. Roger again, $5. Central New York RPG Con, Saturday and Sunday, June 14th and 15th, 2025. Father's Day weekend, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. in Utica. There you go. If you guys are within driving distance, want probably a good little, I'm going to imagine probably a nice little OSR experience. Wouldn't surprise me if Greg showed up, Greg Gillespie.
I don't know that he
for sure.
mentioned it.
Yeah, I think he mentioned it. So that is a possibility. Because it's Father's Day weekend, I'm not sure if we're on the hook for anything, but it's on my radar, Roger. It absolutely is. So we'll be thinking about it. All right. I found this on Twitter. No, not on Twitter, on TikTok.
So I've been thrilled to see people bringing up OSR games as a potential alternative to Dungeons & Dragons. I love OSR games. I do, however, feel that it is important for the uninitiated to know that the OSR community online is full of Yahtzees.
Yahtzees?
He means the bad guys from Germany in World War II.
Okay.
Yeah. Greg is one of the guests. Okay, yeah. Oh, Tenkar is going to be there. And Brian Shutter. Okay. Thank you, Roger. Yep. If not, just to kind of to also see Greg. Like I said, I'm going to see if it can work out. I can't make a commitment. I just can't. But I'm going to see.
No, hold on here, Double D. We got another important announcement.
Birthday is next Friday. Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Line up for your spanking. You could just crash Lily's party. Every guy that comes, they can just smack you on the way out.
That'd be a disgusting spanking.
Yes. Splash.
I'm not just talking about online discourse concentrations of Yahtzees or even TTRPG discourse levels of Yahtzees. There is truly a staggering concentration of Yahtzees in the OSR community.
Staggering. It's staggering the number of Yahtzees.
I wonder if the cat plays the pianos as it's going to its spot.
I didn't even notice.
Ding, 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 ding. And then it just goes right up to the green one.
And it's not a reason not to play them, but it is a reason to take certain special extra care when existing in these spaces. Things like
existing in these spaces. They speak like they're aliens. It's completely alien.
Like not sharing your information readily. Things like making sure that safety tools are on the table for any sort of pickup games that you plan. I think community moderation is super important and can be really effective. If you want more context on this, I recommend a video by John Battle titled The Alt-Right in Tabletop Games. But suffice it to say that I really do think OSR games are worth playing. Just please be careful for your sake and for your friends.
Be careful of what? What is going to happen? Oh, good Lord. Now, that video he mentioned, we may be able to look at that. It might be a good one to do maybe next week or the week after. I found that video.
In the open halls of Cabriolet High
This is
School,
that John Battle video about the alt-right has taken control of the OSR. So it's a long one though. And I'm not prepped to do it tonight. So all right. Well, I think we may just call it then. We'll either save
Israel Morales. What'd I miss? Nothing. Good night.
yes. We're down a man tonight, Israel, and like I said,
he's been burning the midnight oil.
Oh, Rogan,
he has
been.
He's been working. I text 4 people every morning.
We love it,
and it was just a tradition that I kind of started a couple years ago, and it's just 4 people, and sometimes he responds, and sometimes it's when I wake up, and it could be like 4:30. I know it doesn't wake up Double D. He puts his phone on mute for the night. Rogan is usually up at that time heading to work, so me and him have a couple texts back and forth before he's going to work, and he is going to work that early.
Yeah, he's going in early and staying very late. So
yeah,
I don't blame him.
He had to miss some time because of his he has a bad knee.
Yeah.
This week though, I have actually not used an alarm clock all week. I also want to stretch. I'm not having the greatest week of work, but I've been sleeping. I've been trying to catch up on my sleep. So
yeah. He wants to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. All right, maybe what I'll do is I'll do a surprise stream with the Star Wars one, and whoever wants can do it. There's no guarantee that YouTube wouldn't shut it down anyway. What I was going to do is like every minute and a half or so, I was just going to stop it and say a word or something, because I think that probably would help your chances. And of course, getting rid of like all the John Williams music. Every part with like Han Solo I cut out. So, Patrick here, I'll grab that one. Get one in right before a buzzer beater. He's got the buzzer beater chat. $5. What a meaningless pejorative. None of you even understand what a Yahtzee is. Well, yeah, I mean, it's closer to what they are than they would like to admit. But thanks to gaps, let's say, in the education system, they have indoctrinated people into thinking that the Yahtzees were completely opposite from the commies in World War II. And the Nazi Germany and the USSR were just complete opposites, when really just different sides of the same coin. But when you cede the education of your kids to folks who want to message, that's what happens. We were asleep at the wheel. We haven't always look at like Tick History. Tick History is a phenomenal history channel. Absolutely phenomenal. If you want to learn about World War II, like hyperinflation, communism, he would call himself a reformed socialist. And he is now putting out great videos, that honestly are very well researched and do nothing but tell the truth. Yep, 2 sides of the same coin, exactly. Synodecia. Yep. But you'll still hear people like, "Oh no, they're completely different."
You know what I like, Double D? I like the fact that there's some names in here that I've never seen before, and I mean, not this current group right here, but
yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, I saw a couple tonight too. Always looking to. Oh, look, there's Patty here.
We don't want to grow, guys.
Yeah, we don't want. Yeah, who wants to grow? Did not receive it just yet, Patty. That's okay though. I am looking forward to it.
Our mail still, to be fair, hasn't recovered from Snowmageddon. What showed up on my YouTube Shorts feed was just some YouTube Shorts of the snowstorm that day, that Black Friday when it snowed 3 feet.
Yep.
Upper Peach Street, which is the busiest street in our city, it was just not undrivable, but it was really bad. Yeah. And I have a 4x4 with snow mode, so my car was not struggling in any of this. I didn't mind driving in it. And I had a great week of work that week. But man, it was really bad just from this video, of it coming down.
Well, some of you guys saw my little walking stream. You can see it, just look
That was the aftermath, though.
That was the aftermath. Yeah, that was afterward. That was on the Saturday, I think. But you could see how bad it was. The thing is now, if I did a walking stream now,
it'd be like, it looks like Havana, Cuba.
Yeah,
all the snow is melted.
It's all gone. Yeah,
it's all gone.
It's all gone. It is the weirdest. Now, don't get the idea like Crazymouse just said, like, oh yeah, we've been, it's been a great. No, it's been like 45 degrees and raining, and that's why all that snow melted. That's why 3 feet of snow is just gone now, because it's just
and now everything's
miserable.
Just muddy. It's just muddy, and but our mail hasn't recovered. Amazon packages are still delayed.
Yep.
In fact, one of the apps I do is Amazon Flex, and they're just begging for the people who have that app to do it. They're begging for us to come to work. It's just like we have so many packages that need delivered, not just because of the Snowmageddon, but also because Christmas. But I'm just kind of like, nah, I'm good.
We're getting all ours supposedly Saturday.
Christmas stuff. And
yeah, but it's like we ordered a bunch of stuff, like I hate to say weeks ago. And it's almost like you said, their algorithm is just insane. They probably just said like, look, we're going to gather everything together for this one shipment. So they like literally put everything. And like, because I got Mrs. D stuff and she got me stuff, daughter D has to be like the arbitrator. Like, so she's going to get all the packages and be like, oh, okay, this goes to so-and-so, this goes here. Yep. Cal got a Thundar shirt.
Thundar the Barbarian.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. One of my favorite probably my favorite Saturday morning cartoon. I used to love that. Yep. All right, guys. We've been going 2 hours. That's a good. This is a good breaking point.
Yeah, we're at a stopping point.
Yep. Thank you all very much.
Merry Christmas, all.
Yeah, I think unless I slip in a stream of convenience, have a great Christmas. If I do,
it's a week away.
Yeah, it snuck up on us. Yeah, it snuck up on us.
Week.
What can you do? Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Hit that like button, says
Disco.
On the way
out.
Come on, crew.
Hit the like button.
It's free, helps the algorithm. I know some people don't want to grow. We do.
If you guys are traveling,
drive safe.
Yeah, drive safe. Be careful. We will talk to you guys next week. Well, we don't know who's going to be here. I'll be here at least. Whether Crazymouse and Rogan can make it, who knows? They got family coming into town and all that stuff, so it's going to be it's maybe not the favorite family, but all right, everybody, take care. God bless, and we will see you soon. I'll give you something to go out on here. Peace.